presentation, so I'll try to make it a bit interesting. So today I want to talk about AR smart glasses, where they are right now, and where they have to go to become something that every enterprise and every consumer, every normal person would use. So why are AR smart glasses the next major computational platform? 30 years ago, your parents and everyone mostly used desktop computers. That was the technological platform at that time. Then the handheld phone happened, and then everyone had a phone in their pocket, and everyone could walk around holding a phone, and that's where we are right now in terms of a personal computer and something you can hold in your hands. But the beauty of smart glasses are that the digital data you see are something that you can be hands-free. It's something you can walk around and see any relevant digital data live in your field of view. You don't have to look down at your phone or look down at any tiny screen. It's something you can see live in your field of view. And that's the beauty of AR smart glasses. There's so many research studies out there that show why augmented reality smart glasses are the future of technology. Google estimates that 80% of the global workforce are deskless work, which means that they need to work with their hands when they go every day in the morning to do their job. And that's where smart glasses come in. You can be hands-free, you can be working with your hands, but you can see any relevant digital data that you need displayed live in your field of view while you work with your hands. And that's really important. So where are we right now with hardware in terms of smart glasses and mixed reality? Right now there's a wide spectrum. You have augmented reality smart glasses like ThirdEye, ODG, etc. And then you have mixed reality headsets like HoloLens, Magically, which you've probably heard of. And in deciding what to use in this wide spectrum, you have to decide some core factors, such as what price do you want to pay? What functionality do you need? Do you need just an augmented reality screen? Or do you need something that interacts with the world in 3D? What user comfort do you need? Do you want something that you can wear easily on your face? Or do you want a pack that you need to hold in your pocket or something? So all these factors are stuff you have to look at. And that's the difference between the AR and MR right now. AR smart glasses are much less weight, much lower price. And MR headsets are much higher priced and are much bulkier to wear, because to do the mixed reality processing, you need additional processing packs, like Microsoft HoloLens's holographic processing unit, HPU, or Magic's processing pack, which are hundreds of dollars and do the millions of calculations of the sensors data that you need to do mixed reality. So right now it's up to the developer and up to the end user to decide what use case do they need AR or MR for. And just a quick pet peeve, I don't know if any of you use Snapchat spectacles, but that's not an AR or MR. I know some people say it's AR, but it's literally a pair of sunglasses with a camera on them. So that's not AR at all. So that's just a personal pet peeve. But AR is a lot harder than that, and it's about wearing a pair of technology that you can see a wide field of view in front of you. It requires a lot of R&D. It requires processing light, processing data, and this is kind of the spectrum that you see at the moment right now and going into the future, AR versus MR. So what do people use AR smart glasses or MR headsets for at the moment? For AR smart glasses, in terms of displaying data live in your field of view, you see stuff like remote help. So for example, a worker could be working in a remote location. They could be working on a machine that they've never worked on before. They could wear the smart glasses, and someone could see exactly what they see in real time. They could be providing live AR remote help or remote AR annotations to indicate exactly what to focus on, which is huge. If you don't know what to focus on, then a remote expert could provide you in real time exactly what to do. And this is something that's applicable across a variety of industries, from healthcare to manufacturing to industrial use cases to law enforcement. live see what you see remote help is huge for augmented reality. For mixed reality, for like HoloLens or Magic Leap, you see applications like live 3D remote help. So for example, you could wear the headset, you can map out the room, and then you can put a virtual object behind a chair in the real world, or behind a real person. And then you could walk around the person or walk around the chair and see the virtual object in 3D. So that's the difference between mixed reality and augmented reality. Augmented reality is a screen in front of you. Mixed reality interacts with the real world. But the problem is mixed reality is much more expensive because you need more processing power to do all that. Then you also have hundreds of developers right now who are making all types of content for AR or MR. This content goes from gaming to entertainment to things like image recognition, for example, for the visually impaired. So at ThirdEye, which I'm the founder of, we partner with software companies who work with the visually impaired. And what they do is they make software content that someone wearing a pair of smart glasses could use. And say they're reading a book, for example, but they're visually impaired, so they don't know what they're reading. So the camera on the smart glasses processes what they read, and then it gives them auditory feedback about exactly what they read. So if you're visually impaired, which is a huge market for everyone, that's really important for them. And that's something that we're really focusing on and we're getting really good feedback on. So software developers are people who we really love working with and who are making all types of content that we never even envisioned. And that's something that's really important for us. So remote help. If you heard of augmented reality smart glasses, you definitely heard of some remote help platform. The reason being is for people to spend a decent amount of money on AR hardware, they need to see a really strong ROI, return on investment. They need to decide, if I'm going to buy 500 smart glasses, I need to see a really strong return on my employees, my customers, and make a really big impact on my company. Because that's a significant investment in terms of $10 million for a company. So ROI for remote help is huge. That's probably the most popular use case for AR at the moment. As you can see, a worker could wear the smart glasses, and then at the top right, they can see a remote expert. So say that they don't know how to fix something. At the top right of their field of view, they see a remote expert who could be hundreds of miles away, and they could be providing them live AR instructions of how to fix a machine, or how to do a process, or some field manual types of stuff. And this is something that our partners have seen close to a 40% savings in operational task time, or KPIs. Now imagine you're a company with thousands of remote workers. Imagine if every one of your remote workers had a 40% savings in task time. That's a huge benefit in ROI and what you see as benefits. And that's one of the strongest use cases of augmented reality smart glasses, like our ThirdEye AR smart glasses. 3D scanning is something you see with mixed reality headsets like HoloLens or Magic Leap. This is something where you wear the glasses and you map out the room in 3D, and then you can create a 3D model of it or overlay 3D content. Now say you're an engineer, right? You go to a on-site, you have a blueprint model of something you worked on. You overlay the blueprint model on top of the real world. So you can see exactly how your 2D design looks in 3D in the real world. And that's invaluable for a lot of businesses, from construction to healthcare to anyone who needs to overlay 3D content on top of the real world. And that's where MR headsets come into. Normal consumers. How are normal consumers using AR smart glasses at the moment? Primarily for gaming and entertainment use. I don't know if any of you haven't come by our booth at 301 ThirdEye, but watching Netflix on a pair of smart glasses is a pretty nice experience. So things like any games or any entertainment use case on augmented reality smart glasses are pretty good from a consumer use case. Now the thing is, consumers use it on a sporadic basis. For example, your phone. Your phone is something you use every 5 minutes, probably, if you're a millennial at least. But smart glasses are something that you can't wear all day because they're just not as comfortable as like putting a phone in your pocket. So smart glasses is something that you do on a sporadic basis. You use it for maybe 30 minutes or an hour, and then you put it away, and then come back and put it on your face. Because it's just something that's not as comfortable as a pair of contacts or something your phone in your pocket and taking it out. So smart glasses at the moment are very sporadic. But the beauty of smart glasses is privacy. No one can see what you're viewing if you wear smart glasses. The advantage of smart glasses or VR headsets is you're still in the real world. When you wear a virtual reality headset, you're obfuscated from the real world. You have no idea what's happening around you. That's why they don't allow VR